Hi everybody, this is Steve Larvick with AME Marketing Group. We're continuing our series of interviews with the inventors and manufacturers of products that make life better for the handicapped, the disabled, and those who care for them. Today we're going to focus on hygiene and the importance of having an accessible showering or bathing system for clients who are bedridden or are confined to a wheelchair. And in these difficult economic times, that's more and more of a problem. Folks who find themselves in this situation and the people who take care of them or are responsible for them often find that the home that they're living in has a bathroom upstairs maybe. And they now find it actually a luxury to be able to get up the stairs and take a bath when it's something that you and I take for granted every day. When people have ambulatory issues, they often have other health-related issues that come with it, and being able to take a bath or shower on a regular basis is a must. To that end, today we are going to be speaking with Judith Seidmeyer. Judy owns a company along with her husband Steve named Fawcett. It is a portable wheelchair showering system. They have a number of models that effectively take care of making it affordable for both individuals and businesses to have a system that can be easily and quickly put up and taken down so that people who are in a wheelchair can actually roll into the shower stall and be able to take care of their needs, their hygienic needs, be bathed on a daily basis. The system is, of course, much more affordable than building a slide-in accessible bathtub or installing a stair lift in a home so people who are wheelchair bound can get up and down the stairs. Those are obviously construction issues that require permitting and a contractor to come in and build, and can be very expensive. So something like this where a caregiver can set up a shower enclosure quickly and easily and roll the patient in and give them a shower without having to deal with that is a godsend. And I'd just like to say, Judy, thank you for joining us today. Again, this is Judith Seidmeyer of Fawcett. Thanks for joining us, Judy.
Thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate it, and I look forward to talking with you over this next time. And thank you to the participants who are on this call or are listening in on this session.
Thank you, Judy. I'm going to go ahead and ask Judy a series of frequently asked questions and cover things that we had discussed in advance that she thinks that folks should ask about this thing that she invented about 10 years ago. But let me give a brief introduction here. Judy Seidmeyer is a registered pharmacist, and she is the president of Caregiver Support Products, which manufactures the Fawcett fold-away wheelchair showers that we're going to be discussing today. She and her husband Steve, who is a service-connected disabled veteran, invented the Fawcett portable shower 10 years ago and began marketing it to others with disabilities at that time. As so many others who get into this, as an aside, I just want to let you know that she, like many others who invent products for folks with disabilities or handicaps, did it out of necessity, and she'll be telling that personal story later on. But prior to launching their business, Judy was a healthcare executive for a major computer company and served as a healthcare executive. She directed the design and marketing of healthcare computer systems, including computers for pharmacies. She also taught at the University of Colorado School of Pharmacy prior to joining corporate America. So she has an extensive healthcare background, and due to a series of family health problems, she and her husband had to find a safe, effective, portable, and affordable bathing solution for a family member. And that turned into for individuals with serious illnesses or who have other physical disabilities. And at that time, 10 years ago, not being able to find one, they and a couple of friends designed and developed her first Fawcett shower system for wheelchairs. They received a patent in 2004 and have been selling to individuals, government agencies, including the VA, and to multiple other organizations since that time. Judy is also the author of a book and over 75 published articles, including a number of them on the issue of bathing for individuals with disabilities. Many of those articles are available for reprint on the company website. That's the Fawcett Company website, and that's www.fawssit.com. www.fawcett.com, fawssit.com. Now, they are the manufacturers of this product, and they have a bunch of wonderful information and testimonials on that website. If you would like to buy it, you can purchase it at the Affordable Medical Equipment site, which is medame.com. To go directly to all of the models with shopping carts and descriptions on them, you can go to Fawcett, FAWSSIT.medame.com, and there you will be able to purchase them. If you would like to join our community and follow along with, get a copy of this transcript, the question and answer sessions on this call and others that we will have in the future, you can go ahead and join us on Facebook, where we have several thousand people who follow along there. That's facebook.com/medical equipment store. Or you can go and opt in at medame.com, at caregiversolutions.medame.com, or you can just simply text your name and email to area code 702-726-7970, and then go check your email. We don't want to spam anybody either, but it'll put you on a list, and when we have these interviews or other things like it, we will give you a notification of it, and it'll go direct to your email. Okay, with that done, Judy, all the preliminaries done, let's go ahead and get started here. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for providing a solution that is so necessary. And I'd like to start by just asking you how it is that this came into being. I know that you had to leave corporate America to help your sister. Could you go into how that transpired?
The reason that we invented this particular product was, as you indicated, need is the mother of invention. And I have single, lives with a form of cancer. She was so very ill while she was going through her chemotherapy and so forth that she was absolutely weak to a point that she could not walk or step into a shower stall. Because there was no one to care for her, I took a leave of absence and became her caregiver. I found that while I was being her caregiver, I could get a lot of services provided by various agencies. I could get nurses that would come to the house. We could get even house cleaning services. But when it came to bathing someone, the best that anyone could offer us was a sponge bath. And I felt that that was just so unacceptable. And we started to see problems. Her skin was not as healthy as it had been. It was starting to show signs of some sores and dyscrasias as a result of not being able to get the soap residue off and so forth. So with that as the background, we said, my husband and I talked, and I said, there needs to be something else that we can come up with, or something that must exist for bathing a person with a disability. Coming from corporate America, and particularly the computer world, I thought, well, go to the web. You can always find everything on the Internet. And as we did the searches on the Internet, we found that there was really nothing that was available to take care of the needs of a person who did not want to remodel and needed a solution immediately, and needed it to be affordable. So that was basically the launching point for us when we started this product development, mostly for ourselves. We and a group of friends got together. We came up with some designs. One of the friends of ours is a nurse who has been a hospice nurse, a home health care nurse, and so forth for many years. And with that kind of input, we decided to go ahead and try to invent one. The faucet is what came out, and over the time we've improved it considerably. But we made it a good quality product that could work well. And when we found how successful it was in our own family situation, we said we should be offering these to other people as well. So that's how we kind of got our business started, and then as time has gone on, we've developed more models, which we'll be talking about as well.
Well, let's just get right into it. I've got a picture of you up here with Steve demonstrating how the faucet works. Can you explain what it is, this faucet portable showering system, and how is it designed to work?
The faucet system, the key question is always what is it and how is it designed to work. The faucet fold-away wheelchair shower is a completely assembled, fully functioning, but completely portable shower stall for use of the wheelchair. This product is designed to be a permanent showering solution, but one which requires no modifications to a house or an apartment. The unit is easy to store when it's not in use because it folds flat, it weighs less than 30 pounds, and it can be easily set up anywhere there's access to a standard sink. So that can be in a kitchen, in a laundry room, or even in a bedroom that's near a bathroom so you can reach the hoses in to access the sink. Now, the way it works is setting it up and taking it down is very simple. Because this unit does come fully assembled, no tools are required to either set up the faucet fold-away shower or to take it down. The faucet portable shower just unfolds, the sides open up, then you drop the vinyl pan down onto the floor, and you hook the pan up with some Velcro straps that are on the side of that pan, hook it up to the sides of the frame of the unit. Getting into and out of the faucet then is also a very key point because this can be done while the person is in the wheelchair. So the critical factor is that no lifts or transfers are required to get into the faucet portable shower. The patient or the client will just get into the wheelchair when they are away from the shower, so they can use a Hoyer lift or any other lift system to be placed into a wheelchair. Then you back the chair into the shower stall, and after they are inside the shower stall, then you drop the front bar down and attach the remaining Velcro straps to hold the water collection pan in place. The front curtain for the shower stall can either be closed for privacy or it can be left open for easy caregiver access. Now, the next key question, or the next part of this in terms of overviewing how this works and how it sets up, is that you have to have a source of water. And the number one question that we get asked is, where does the water go? So let me go through that a little bit. If the house or the apartment has a sink, you can have a shower. The shower head simply attaches to a standard sink faucet by using a small screw-in nipple. So you're going to remove the aerator that exists for the shower for the faucet head. Then you're going to screw in that little nipple. With that, then you're going to be able to snap up onto that nipple the shower sprayer attachment, so that now there is a locked shower head onto the sink faucet. So if there's back pressure, it will not blow off of the sink faucet. Once it's on there, then there's also an on-off control on the shower head itself, which will allow you to set the water temperature at the sink so that there's good temperature for the showering, but then you can turn it off at the shower head itself. You can bring it over to the shower sprayer attachment for the shower stall. In other words, an arm that's in place to hold it onto the shower stall. And at that point, you can turn the water flow back on. This is really critical because that can keep a client from getting scalded or having the wrong temperature set on the water. So you're setting the water temperature before you ever bring it even near to the shower stall. But then the key question, as I said before, is where does the water go? You've got water now coming into the shower stall. The person is sitting in there taking their shower. Water is running down into the wastewater collection pan. But the beauty of our faucet fold-away wheelchair shower is that it has its own custom-designed high-power pump that is attached to the back of the frame of the faucet. And all the while the shower is going on, the pump is running and pulling the water out of the wastewater collection pan and sending it down the sink drain. So it's a critical element to the quality and the success of our product. We have a pump that is truly designed for only this application, and it's powerful enough to make sure that that water pan does stay clean and dry during the process. Now, there's one other element I would like to address on that as part of the sink setup is actually the hose that's also going to the sink. As I said, the pump is pulling it out and sending it down the sink drain, but there's also a little suction cup that's attached to the end of the hose, so that's going to hold the hose in place so that it can't pop out during the showering process. So with these hoses, they can pull the water out, send it down the drain, and as I said, because this can be set up even in a room near a bathroom, obviously you have to have adequate hoses to reach the sink and to reach the faucet and to reach the drain in the sink faucet or in the sink. Because of that, the product is supplied with a minimum of 12 feet of hose, and hose lengths can be obtained from us upon ordering for 20 or even more feet, so that it's pretty easy to reach a sink from anywhere you need to set this up. Now, first of all, let me just back up for just a moment and say one of the things when I mentioned the rooms that you could use this in, the kitchen or laundry room and so forth, one of the other questions though that comes is, does a caregiver have to do we have to have enough room for a caregiver to get in there as well? And first of all, let me say it's also designed so that a caregiver does not have to be in the shower stall with them. It's designed to be low enough, and I will, as I review through each of these different models, I will give you some dimensions so that you can understand that a caregiver is capable of reaching in from the outside to assist the person bathing as they go forward.
Where do people set these?
Where you normally put these up is in a kitchen. The reason for that is you want to have adequate room around the outside. As I was mentioning with the caregivers, you want to make sure that, a bathroom doesn't always have a lot of extra space. So with this shower being small enough and to set up in a kitchen or in a laundry room or the bedroom near a bathroom, some people even use connections where they've had their washer dryer and use a Y type of connector so that they can have a single connection to an on type faucet as well as the faucet that has both a hot and cold connector.
Okay, now let's get into the models. There are 5 models. Could you please run them down and tell folks how they would know which one they should use?
Yes. What models are manufactured and how do we know which one to use? This first one that we invented was the standard, or it's called the S2000 standard. The footprint on that unit is 36 inches by 36 inches, and it stands 48 inches tall. So as you can tell, it's designed to fit a standard-sized wheelchair, an individual of standard size, shall we say, under maybe 220 pounds or thereabouts, but someone who can sit comfortably in a wheelchair that is not an oversized chair. If the person can have their feet hanging straight down without being on the footrests, this is the perfect product for them. However, determining which unit to use is oftentimes going to be dependent on not only the size, as I mentioned, or weight, but also on the health and physical ability of the person who has a disability. So again, with the standard, if they're able to sit upright in a standard-sized chair with their feet hanging straight down, the Fawcett Portable Shower S2000 model would be just fine. If, however, you have someone who's a little larger than maybe 220 pounds, they may be, say, up to 300 pounds. Or they may be someone who is required, because of their disability, to keep their feet on the footrests. Then we have a model that's called the SS4040 Super Standard model. And the dimensions, the footprint on that are, the footprint is 42 inches by 42 inches. and the height is also 48 inches. Now that's going to give an extra 6 inches of width and depth. So now you can accommodate the wheelchair with the footrest, or you could accommodate someone who's a little bit larger. I would like to point out, though, that with all of these models, the desirable fit is one that does not afford a lot of extra space around the individual, so you want to get a good close fit, because remember that the caregiver is going to be reaching in from the outside to assist the person in a wheelchair. The next step up is the bariatric, what we have as the B5000 bariatric faucet portable shower. This particular unit is designed when you have individuals who are much larger. We have clients who are 450, even 500 pounds. Or it can be for someone who needs to be in a slightly reclined wheelchair. So they may not have to be fully reclined, or extremely reclined, but they do need to have a little tilt. So what the unit is 46 inches wide, 46 inches deep, and then it's a little bit lower. It's actually 44 inches high. Again, keeping the caregiver in mind. The caregiver needs to be able to reach and assist all the way around. So because it's wider and deeper, we wanted to make it a little bit lower so they could also reach in to assist. Now that one, if you have somebody who's just needs to be in a slight tilt, again, just measuring the full length of their body from the tip of their head to the tip of their toes. Easy way is back them up to a wall and then measure outbound. If they can fit in a 46 inch, they may be able to use a bariatric even if their weight is not along that line. And then the next model that I've referred to very briefly was the recliner. This is the R3000 recliner model, and the style on this one is slightly different. Although it also is a completely fold-away wheelchair shower, it is a double fold design. And so it is designed for people who are in very severe need of complete caregiving. So if you're dealing with a high quad, or you're dealing with someone who has to be on a gurney, or it might even be a child with cerebral palsy that needs to be completely bathed, the R3000 recliner model is excellent because it will allow you to bathe that individual, and because it's only 3 feet high, although it's 6 feet long and 3 feet wide, now the person who is the caregiver can reach in and around and help with every bit of bathing and do all of the bathing for the individual. The final model that we started to manufacture is actually a little bit outside of the market for individuals with disabilities on all the time. This is actually the tall model. It's a T4000 tall portable shower. It is still a completely portable shower. It is very much like the S2000 in its design, but it's 6 feet tall. And the reason is there are individuals who want to be able to have these units for cabins where they can't do a remodel, or it may be something for a basement, or it might be, as we have many clients in the government agencies who look to using these for hazmat decontamination, where they can contain the wastewater by using the pump and pumping it out into a bladder. Or it can be for emergency services, such as when hurricanes happen and suddenly all kinds of locations have to be converted to being shelters. And with these portable showers, they can just be folded up. But the focus of our business is really on the first 4 models, which are the models specifically designed for use by people with disabilities.
Thank you, Judy. What is the faucet portable wheelchair showering systems? What are they made of? And I understand they're also made in the United States. Could you get into how long you would expect one to last?
Yes, the faucet, its construction and what it is made of is a frequent question. So what the components are, how long it can be expected to last, and where it's made are all very key questions. So first of all, it is all made in the United States. We have gone to great lengths, because my husband is a veteran, and having this be a completely 100% made in the USA product, we have really worked hard to make sure that all the elements are not only made in the USA, but our final assembly and the work that we do is also completely here in the U.S. Now, first of all, let me talk to you about each of the individual elements of the shower. The anodized aluminum frame is one that is made, as I said, of anodized aluminum, and we use marine-grade stainless steel fittings for the corners and all the brackets. The unit is riveted. It is, it's a very strong product. And although we do not want to have people using it for support, it is designed to hold the shower curtains and the pump and the other elements of the shower stall. It is very strong, and it does come with a full 10-year warranty. So we would not have that type of warranty if we didn't know that it was a high-quality one. And we have units that have been out there for as much as 10 years, and we know that we've had no issues with frames coming apart. The second component that we have in this system is the triple-layer vinyl pan. As I mentioned, there is a wastewater collection pan that's attached to the frame, but it's made of a pliable vinyl. And now this is a triple-layer vinyl pan. It is a layer of vinyl and then a layer of fiberglass mesh that's embedded between that and the final layer of vinyl. And when the pan is manufactured, it is actually laser sealed and made with Velcro straps. So it's very, very strong, and it does not leak. The other element to this pan, which is excellent for long-term use and for the safety and the quality of the product, is that there's actually a wedge of foam that is built into the pan so that the wheelchair can roll over the front edge of that wedge, or the thick edge of the wedge, but then the water gets diverted to the back of the pan so it can suck all the water out while the shower is running. Also in the pan is a mesh filter bag, which helps to keep solids from getting into the pump. Now, we talked a little bit before about the on-off and flow control shower head, but that's the next major element of the product. And those are also high quality, and was one of the things that we had the hardest time finding to be made exclusively in the U.S., but we have it now, and it's a wonderful product. These come standard with 15-foot hoses minimum. You can also purchase a 20-foot, and in extreme situations we can supply a 30-foot hose, although we don't recommend usually that they would be that long. However, with this, as I said before, there is the on and off control and also the type of water flow. So it can be a hard spray or a soft spray. So it's an excellent shower head. We also put in a few other elements to this that are strictly for user comfort and user benefit. One of them is a little sundries bag that can hold the shampoo, it can hold the soap, it can hold a wash rag. So while the shower is going on, you don't have shelves built into this, but you do have a little bag that you can put all those items in. Or even if the caregiver is working with it, they can put the items in there and keep their hands free. I should also mention back on the shower head that the shower head can be either handheld or it can be clipped onto the shower frame with an arm that holds it in place. So that allows people who have a lot of use of their upper body, they can actually do a lot of their showering all by themselves because they can be hands-free. But if you have a caregiver who needs to reach in and assist with the complete bathing process, they can hand hold this. And in hand holding it, they can also leave the front curtain open. So if a caregiver is required, full bathing can be done by the care attendant because they can reach in from the front so that they can do perineal cleaning, they can do lower body, legs, feet, and so forth. So both of those elements are pretty critical to the quality of the Fawcett fold-away wheelchair shower. Now, and then the last big and most important element of the unit, as I referenced earlier, is the custom-designed pump. That pump is designed to remove 3 to 4 gallons a minute from the water collection pan. It is a self-priming pump. It can run wet or dry, so because it's so powerful, it's almost going to be pulling water out faster than the water can run in. But it's not going to hurt the pump to have it running while the shower is going on and not sucking water all the time. It has a round fault interrupt plug for safety purposes, or GFI as most people know them. And it is because we still did not want to have anything go wrong. We had this pump, and in fact the whole shower, tested by Underwriter Laboratories. So the pump has been tested for safety by Underwriter Laboratories, and it works amazingly well. If it did not work so well, we wouldn't offer up the kind of warranty that we do. And for the pump itself and for all other elements other than the frame, there is a full 1-year warranty. Plus, there is an optional warranty that can be purchased for extending that time. But all high-quality products.
And all made in the USA. Folks, once again, we're speaking with Judith Seidmeyer. Judy and her husband, Steve, out of necessity, about 10 years ago, invented the Fawcett portable wheelchair showering system. And Judy actually left a lucrative job in corporate America to help take care of her sister, who came down with a debilitating disease, was unable to find a way to properly care for her bathing needs, looked on the market, couldn't find anything, so they, as many do in this business, invented something themselves. The system now is on the market in 5 different models. The website, where you can see testimonials, see a number of articles that Judy has written, get a good look at the different models and how they're set up and break down, is Fawcett, FAWSSIT.com. If you're interested in purchasing one, you can go to the medame.com website, medame.com. All of the products are listed at FAWSSIT.medame.com. And if you would like to follow along in our series, this is one of a number of interviews that we do and will continue to do with inventors and manufacturers of products that solve unique problems for caregivers of the disabled and the handicapped. You can do that by, right now, texting in your name and email and getting on our list. You could text that to 702-800-2569, or you could go join our Facebook community at facebook.com/medical equipment store. And again, Judy, thank you very much for joining us today. We'll continue with our interview. And I would like to ask, who are the primary users of the Fawcett portable wheelchair showers?
It's a key question, who are the primary users of Fawcett portable showers? And the list is a long one. There are pretty much anyone who finds that bathing, for whatever reason, is risky or unsafe or difficult. But if you look at, starting with probably the oldest, and are all of the seniors, for the large number of baby boomers who are entering into that phase of life, and some of them are even still taking care of their parents. But if you think about these individuals who are older, they are all looking at the option, or the prospect, I guess, for having to end up in either a nursing home or in one of their children's homes being taken care of. Or they may be just simply trying to stay in their own homes taking care of each other. There may be an 80-year-old couple, and one or the other of them is trying to take care of the other one, but it's no longer safe. So for them to be able to have their partner sit down in a wheelchair, roll them into a shower stall, know that they can be completely safe and still receive a thorough shower is a wonderful thing. And the savings can be incredible, because bathing is oftentimes the one thing that forces many seniors into nursing homes. And if you look at the average cost of a nursing home, $12,000 a month for full nursing home care is not an unreasonable number. So when we start talking about costs a little later, you'll see that this is an extremely good alternative and a very good way to save a lot of money, but still give seniors the opportunity to either stay in their own homes or to live in homes with their children who may not want to remodel just because they have elderly parents. So it's an excellent alternative for seniors. There are also a lot of people who just don't own homes. So, renters who have disabilities or who are seniors are a key market because they simply can't remodel. Obviously, one of the key groups are the permanently disabled. You know, a lot of individuals who are quadriplegics or paraplegics, or they may have spinal cord injuries that have caused other problems. There are people who have illnesses that have put them into wheelchairs, whether it's spina bifida or ALS or any number of other kinds of diseases, some degenerative, some just that they were born with. But clearly, any individual who has to be in a wheelchair on an ongoing basis, they are a good candidate for this because, as I said before, while the faucet portable shower is indeed portable, it is also a permanent solution. And we have individuals who have opted to do this rather than to try to do remodeling. But I think also we need to keep in mind the temporarily disabled. So there are people who are struggling because they may have had to have some had hip replacement surgery or something like that, and they just simply cannot use their existing bathing facilities. So those are also candidates for the faucet portable showers. But I think there are also a lot of individuals who are what we would refer to as the healthy disabled. You know, there's a lot of, we work a lot with guys who are on the Paralympic team. And they still want to get out, they want to travel, but they want good hygiene. It's critical to them to be full members, fully accepted members of society, and they want to be able to do everything they're capable of doing, but they don't want to be looked down upon because their hygiene is not adequate. So we actually make products that this S2000 actually has a travel case, which we can talk to more a little later on, but I think it's important that the healthy disabled also recognize that this can give them the opportunity to get out of the house even if they've had their house remodeled. And another group that I definitely want to mention, because we've been working very closely with veterans. And through the last 10 years of war in our country, we have seen an awful lot of young men and women coming back with disabilities caused by injuries from war. And those veterans are benefiting significantly from this. We sell a lot of our faucet portable shower stalls to the Department of Veterans Affairs for the different VA hospitals. And those veterans are very happy because, as I mentioned before, as they heal up, they're still young. They want to be able to have a life. So I guess there are all kinds of users for faucet portable showers, but the key is recognizing that they have an alternative.
Judy, what are the key user benefits? I mean, hygiene is a must for people who are bedridden, wheelchair-ridden, and I don't think most people really understand that the skin is really the largest organ on the body, and if they are not able to regularly bathe, it can lead to other problems. What are the key user benefits to the faucet, and how does this compare to other bathing alternatives?
Yes, what are the key user benefits, and how does this compare to other bathing alternatives is also a very key question. I would like first to speak to a graph, which, although it's a little bit hard to read on a screen, if you pull it up and print it out from, as Steve mentioned earlier, the www.faucet.com, print out the faucet brochure. Inside that brochure is an actual chart which compares different types of bathing alternatives. Typically we break that down into two categories. There's bathing associated with a bathtub, and there's showering. And there are significant differences in those two. While they both can get a person clean, there's no question that adequate water flow, which is why I think most of our population tends more toward showers as a regular solution than they do baths. For those with disabilities, it can become a very difficult thing for them to get either a bath or a shower, because when they're looking at things like lifts, or I should say slides that go into bathtubs and may lift and lower them down into the water, those can work, but they are not without some degree of risk. Oftentimes, the ADA will only say you have to have grab bars for people with disabilities in a bathtub. Well, I'm afraid that that's just not an acceptable solution for many people who have got very severe disabilities. So yes, there are bathing alternatives and there are showering alternatives. There are upsides and downsides and requirements for the quality that you want to have in a bath. So I'm not going to read through the entire chart, but if you take a little bit of time to look at that chart, I think you'll learn a lot about how to assess what might be the best quality solution for a particular need. And speaking of quality, I think that's one of the key benefits of the faucet portable showers, because as I indicated before, all of the components and the construction are of the highest quality, and the product is designed to last for many, many years. It is a permanent solution, and the investment is a sound one. Now, there are inexpensive alternatives that are trying to come onto the market, but I would point out that there are some very serious issues with those. There is no other completely portable fold-away shower stall on the market, period. These cheap knockoffs that are made out of things like PVC, you have to understand that those are alternatives that you have to literally put them together. It's when they say some assembly required, it's actually complete assembly required. And unfortunately, once it's set up, that means that you have to leave it set up. So if you want to take it down and not have it in the way in your kitchen or your bedroom or wherever, it has to be completely taken apart. Again, using tools, and eventually, as we all know with PVC, you can only screw into PVC so many times before it starts falling apart. So be careful. And I think that's a really important factor, is that there are less expensive units on the market, but they are also far lower quality, and the lifetime and the expected life cycle for a product like that is going to be significantly less. But let's talk about safety, because that's a key factor. Safety with this product is excellent because no lifts or transfers are required. So again, no slipping or falling is going to occur. As I said before, water temperature can be set at the sink, but it can be turned off at the shower, so you don't get accidental scalding issues. And important to keep in mind, too, are the caregivers, because they also are at risk. When they're trying to help someone, or if they have to lift a person, or if they have to try to step into a shower with them, they're slipping around there, and if the person slips or falls or loses their balance, it's oftentimes not only the individual who has a disability that can be injured, but caregivers can be too. But as you referred to earlier, Steve, it's very important that you look at health, and maintaining and protecting and promoting health is a real key benefit of the shower pourable system that we have. There is no risk of hypothermia because, or anything while you're waiting for a tub to fill or empty. And if you think about talking about some of the alternatives, another major alternative that people look at these days are the walk-in tubs. Recognize that if you're using a walk-in tub, you first of all have to be able to walk in, which many people with disabilities can't. And if they're sitting there, they have to sit in that tub waiting for it to fill with water. They take their baths, then they have to wait for all the water to go back out. So these people are oftentimes ones, if you look at seniors, they're often much more at risk for things like hypothermia. So that's a real key risk for them with something that isn't something that they can be wheeled out, dried off, dressed, and taken care of. Their skin, though, can also be thoroughly cleaned. And to that point, as we discussed earlier, having adequate water flow to the skin can prevent skin dyscrasias and sores from forming. You can prevent problems from the soap residue that comes with sponge bathing, and all the problems that go along with just inadequate water flow over the skin. And even thinking in terms of skin folds, a lot of the very large bariatric clients have problems with not being able to adequately clean under those skin folds, where with our shower you can handhold the shower head and spray anywhere. One of the other key health factors, though, are what I refer to as the mental and emotional health benefits. how many of us don't love the comfort and the dignity and of just being able to have a warm shower? And in fact, I will tell you that our byline for our company is people in wheelchairs deserve showers too. And because I think it's critical that they get the comfort and the dignity and the health and the social acceptability, all of the things that come as part of mental as well as physical health. As far as the product, though, let me just mention one other quick thing here in terms of maintenance, because that is a question that's oftentimes asked. This is a very simple unit to maintain. Once a week, we suggest that after the shower's over, the caregiver or someone who is assisting the person with the disability just run a couple, 2-3 gallons of water into the pan. Add about maybe a half cup of bleach, let it sit for 5 minutes or so, slosh it around to sanitize the pan. Use a little cloth to wipe the curtains down with the bleach water, wipe off any other components that just need cleaning. But then you can turn the pump on, pull that bleach water up through the hoses and up through the pump, so you're actually going to sterilize those elements as well.
And Judy, what I will do is go ahead and if folks want to get that graph emailed to them, they can right now go sign up at caregiversolutions.medame.com. That's caregiversolutions, all one word, .medame.com. Give us your name and email. Go check your email and confirm the request, because we hate spam too. Or if you have a smartphone, or you want to just text your name and email right now to 702-800-2569. You can text your name and email and you'll get it right now. We'll get that information along with the brochure for the Fawcett portable wheelchair shower systems and the user's manual. We'll go ahead and put in the standard user's manual. Obviously, if you were buying another model, we'll provide you with that as well. But Judy, again, we're here with Judith Seidmeyer. Judy and Steve invented and manufacture entirely in the United States a portable wheelchair showering system for folks who are disabled, handicapped, unable to use traditional bathing systems on a regular basis. They have created a marvelous system that allows folks to who are wheelchair bound or bedridden to regularly take a shower. The portable showering systems break down and go up in a matter of a minute or two, and are just a godsend for those who need them. Judy will continue on here. Again, I want to thank you for what you've done and the hundreds of people that you're helping. I wanted to get into now how much the faucet costs, and will insurance pay for it?
Yes, that's obviously, Steve, one of the key questions that we're always asked. What does the faucet cost, and does insurance pay for it? First of all, let me tell you that the price, as I referenced earlier, these cost about 1/10 what it costs for an average remodel for accessibility. The price range is, however, from about $2,000 to $3,000. So depending on which model and if there's anything else that they want to consider, like an extended hose or something like that. But that's where working with you and your organization can come into play as well. But they do start just under $2,000, and the top price is only around $3,000. Now, the main question that most people ask who are particular seniors, does Medicare pay for the faucet fold-away wheelchair shower? And the answer is no. Medicare does not pay for any bathing product. So unfortunately, this isn't covered directly by Medicare. However, about, it's been several years now, we went to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid, and we asked them if they would assign a code so that this could, however, be billed to organizations who pick up the tab on items that are not covered by Medicare. When we went there, they said yes, they would accept that this was durable medical equipment and assign it as such, and that we could use a code of E1399 so for billing purposes. So if a person has Medicare, their doctor writes an order for one of these as durable medical equipment, and they submit it to Medicare. When they get their rejection letter, then they can submit it to Medicaid, which has several waiver programs, or even to the private payer insurance companies. We have had many of the key large carriers or large insurance companies pay for the faucet if it's submitted as DME using that code. So yes, some insurances do pay for it. I can't guarantee it, but I think it's definitely worth having a conversation with the insurance company and the doctor to determine whether or not this is something that can be paid for.
What awards or endorsements has the faucet received? And I know VA purchases these from you on a regular basis. What other organizations order or purchase these portable shower systems?
What awards and endorsements we have received and what organizations order and purchase these showers? Key questions, and ones that we are proud to answer. Very early on, when we first were taking this product to trade shows, we invented it, we refined it, we got all of the tests like Underwriter Laboratories, things of that sort, to test it out, make sure that it was a safe product. But then we started going to programs like MedTrade. MedTrade as one of the largest of the medical equipment and healthcare product conventions in the world. In 2005, they awarded us the Most Innovative New Product Award. So that was pretty significant for a product that was new on the market. At that same show, there was a gentleman by the name of Larry Weinstein, who is the livable homes consultant for AARP. He saw the product and he was so completely blown away that he said, I will give you our endorsement as well, because he said there are so many seniors who could use this. And then we received an award, not but about another year ago, I guess it was, when a woman by the name of Tammy Glenn, who founded an organization called Homebound Resources. And she had become a caregiver almost in the same way we had, not planning to, but suddenly found herself being a caregiver. And she said one of the things that was really difficult was to determine what are good quality products, what are products that I need, and when I become a caregiver or have need to take care of someone, I need to know that I'm getting a really good quality product. Tammy saw our product, and unbeknownst to us, she granted us her very first seal of approval for a high quality product for people with disabilities. So that was quite an honor. Now, as you mentioned, Steve, the VA does purchase a lot of these units. They have recognized that this is a solution that is something they can provide to the young veterans or to all the veterans in a really quick fashion. By the way, I will tell you we do maintain inventory in stock at all times. We try to ship within 24 to 48 hours at most, and most people can receive their showers within a week. So VA likes that. We get these products to them, and within a week of getting an order, we have a veteran who is sitting there taking a warm shower. Now, the ALS Foundation is another organization that has really been very active, because they say they have people who start to have to face degenerative conditions and things just get worse and worse, and they want to get people into a shower and being in a safe environment in their homes as early as they can. So they are a strong proponent of our products. We found that there's a lot of other disease-focused organizations that are also recognizing this and are promoting it to their members, that they take a look at these. We've been working a lot with Centers for Independent Living as well. And I think probably the most critical group from our perspective, though, to make sure are aware of our product and are ones that can recognize the quality and the effectiveness and the health benefits are the occupational therapists, discharge planners, rehab hospitals, the prescribers who are actually doing these assessments for clients to make sure that they know what they've got. And we have got a lot of support from occupational therapists. And one of the rehab hospitals that's been a strong proponent of our product is Craig Rehabilitation Hospital in Denver. And I asked them for if it was okay to reference their name as an organization that is a strong supporter and that advocates for our product, and they said absolutely. So those are just some of the organizations as well as the honors and awards that we have received so far for this quality product.
Again, we're speaking with Judith Seidmeyer, owner of Fawcett Portable Wheelchair Showering Systems. We're running down frequently asked questions, and if you would like to get a link to this entire FAQ series, you can go to caregiversolutions.medame.com, caregiversolutions, all one word, .medame.com. Enter your name and email, and then go confirm your request in your email, and we will send you right away brochures for the Fawcett Portable Wheelchair Showering Systems, the actual user's manual, and we will put you on our list for when we have other interviews with other folks like Judy who have invented something that solves unique problems for the handicapped, the disabled, and those who are responsible for them. Judy, a couple more questions here. I wanted to, what are some of the other miscellaneous questions we might have asked or might have missed here that are frequently asked?
Yes, there's a lot of frequently asked questions, and it's hard to go through an entire list of all the kinds of questions that we receive, but there are some that are pretty important. One of the key questions that is often asked is what type of chair is required to be used with the Fawcett portable shower stall. And I will tell you, we recommend a shower commode style of wheelchair, but in fact a standard wheelchair with a vinyl seat can also be used. And sometimes if we're dealing with individuals who have very small amount of resources to purchase things, we tell them, go down to one of the local Salvation Armies or places like that. If you need to, get an old wheelchair, put a clean towel on it and roll it in, because even if that isn't designed for bathing all the time, it can certainly work, because it's far more important to get the shower than it is to worry about having the absolute right type of chair. But we do recommend a shower commode style of wheelchair. The only thing we tell you is do not use a power chair. We do not want to be referred to as Sparky. So even though we have a GFI plug which would shut things off from our perspective, we do not want to have the power chair rolling into the shower stall. Another key question that we are frequently asked is, as soon as someone purchases it, they say, well, if I need any replacement parts, can I get them? And the answer is yes, absolutely. We provide all replacement parts if anyone wants to purchase a fresh shower curtain, or if for some reason they feel that they want to get a different showering pan or pump or whatever it is that they need. We will sell replacement parts to our existing clients, and the only thing we ask is that you keep a copy of your invoice so that you can recall exactly when you purchased it and from whom, so that we can just make it easier for our records, but we will absolutely provide replacements. One of the other key questions, and we did touch on it just a little bit earlier, which is travel, but a lot of people have asked us, can I travel with this shower, and are there travel cases available? The answer is in part yes. First of all, you can travel with the shower. A lot of individuals who travel do so in vans or cars and things like that. In this shower, you can just put it into the trunk of the car because it folds up flat, or you can set it in the back of the van. It's easy to travel with the shower. Now, some people, however, like to do travel by airline. And with that, it's nice to be able to have a shower that's in a travel case. We do make a hard-sided travel case for the S2000 model of this particular shower. We're still young enough as a business that we haven't made hard-sided shower cases for all of the models as yet, but if there's a need for a cover or a case that can help to protect it, we can work with that client and have a vinyl-sided case made up, a soft-sided case made. But then along with that is the question, do the airlines take these showers? And I met with about 3 of the major airlines to talk to them and ask them if they would accept a faucet portable shower in a travel case as luggage for a person with a disability. And in all cases they said absolutely yes. So the beauty of that is that if you've got someone who is healthy but has a disability, someone who's a senior but has a disability that's worried about their bathing or doesn't feel comfortable with the hotel providing the kind of accessibility that they feel safe with, there is no reason at all why they cannot take their shower right with them. Or even if they just want to take it to their children's house for the holidays and to be able to spend time with other family members or friends and still be able to have a full and effective shower. So there are, as I said, a lot of other questions, and I would point the listeners also to our website. We do have a full listing of frequently asked questions, and we have many more questions that we could answer at that time. But I think that kind of highlights the product and the kind of questions we receive.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and one more last question, and then I'm going to go through a few of the things that folks on the webinar have been asking, and at the risk of being redundant, we'll go ahead and go through a few of those. But how do you purchase a faucet portable showering system?
How do you purchase a faucet shower system? People should talk to you. They should talk to organizations who are dedicated to providing high quality, good products that can address the health as well as the hygiene needs of their clientele. So because we sell through dealer organizations, even though we are the manufacturers, we have dealers who are in place just like you, Steve, and we want them to go to you and to dealers to purchase these because we think that's an important way that not only showering can be addressed but all other products that you address.
Yeah, and of course, folks, you can go to medame.com, and we have all of the items with the shopping carts there as well. You can visit Judith and Steve Seidmeyer's website, fawcett.com, FAWSSIT.com, and they have a number of videos, articles Judy has written about caregiver products and solutions that the wheelchair shower enclosure solves. I have a few questions here, Judy, from folks, and most commonly asked is, how hard is it to set up? Does it need any special tools? And how long does it take to put this thing up and take it down all the time?
Yeah, let me just kind of repeat the key elements of this question. How does it set up? How hard is it to set up? How long does it take to set up? And are any tools required? And the answer to that is it is a completely assembled shower stall. It comes to you in just one big box, so it's ready to use literally within minutes of taking it outside of the pulling it out of the box. It is completely assembled. There are no tools that are required. It does not, and once you've set it up the first time, I'm going to say it's probably going to take you maybe 3 to 4, maybe 5 minutes to set it up the first time, because you may want to be just looking at the quick setup guide that we also provide in addition to a user guide. But after you've set it up one time, most people can set these up in less than 1 minute. The beauty is that they not only can set up quickly, but they can be taken down quickly. As I said earlier, when the person has completed their shower, the pump has been removing the wastewater as the shower has been going on. So you can literally have the individual roll out of the shower stall immediately as soon as their shower is over. That's a wonderful thing because they can get their towel, get dried off, get dressed, and take care of themselves, or their caregiver can take care of those needs, and that's far more important than maintaining a shower at that point. You don't want to have that person sitting in a pan of water while a little garden-style fountain pump is trying to suck the water out. With ours, they don't have that issue. They can roll right out. The only thing we do recommend is that they put a towel in front of where the shower stall is, so that when they roll out of the shower stall, if there's any water that may have hung up on the wheels of the wheelchair, that it won't damage their floor. But that would be the only thing that would be any water or any damage with that potential for the use with this shower stall.
You know, they're also asking about it making a mess. You know, you set it up and take it down all the time in the kitchen or whatever, and maybe it takes a minute or two to set it up, but they're asking how long does it take to clean up after it, after you put it away.
Yep, and how long it takes to put it away or take it down and clean up after it, like I said, almost no time for that either. Because once the shower's done and the person is out and then you come back, you wipe just take a small wash rag, wipe the curtains down a little bit, get the most of the moisture off, and although the curtains are germicide embedded, which is mildew resistant and helps considerably to keep any issues of mildew from happening, it's always a good idea to dry it as completely as you can with just a light towel. Then you just fold the pan up, fold the sides in, and unplug the pump, unplug the water source or from the shower, which is just a quick connect, so it's just pull down on that little cuff from the water faucet, and you're done. It's literally folding it up and putting it away is also a matter of only a few minutes. And then because it's such a lightweight unit, weighing less than 30 pounds, almost anyone can just pick it up, carry it, and it can be stored in a closet or under a bed or behind a couch or wherever you want to have it to hide it away until it's time to take the next shower. So it doesn't require having space taken up in the house all the time. It only needs to be set up when the shower is actually going on.
Okay, and the rest of these questions seem to be about they must be looking at the different systems and trying to figure it out again, which ones they would use. They want to know what the difference is between the standard and the super standard wheelchair showering systems.
The difference between the different types of showering systems is really largely defined by three things: the size and the physical capability of the person who is in the wheelchair, and by the kinds of conditions that need to be addressed by the caregivers. So when you compare the standard to the super standard, it's really a difference in the footprint of that unit. It's 36 inches by 36 inches versus 42 by 42 as the footprint between the standard and the super standard. And for the bariatric, it's 46 by 46. So if a person, the smaller the person is, the more they are able to just sit straight up in a standard size wheelchair with their feet straight down. No reason they can't get by with the standard. If they need to have their feet on footrests, or if they're a little larger individual, maybe up to 300 pounds or so, they can use the super standard. If they're larger than that, or if they have to be in a tilted chair, they can use the bariatric, which is 46 by 46.
If the patient has an elevated leg rest, you know, obviously the standard isn't going to work, and possibly the super standard wouldn't work. So then we'd be talking about the reclining system, I suppose.
Yes, I think if a person has a condition where their leg needs to be straight out from the wheelchair, there are possibly two alternatives, again, depending on the size or on the length. But the way to determine whether it would be a bariatric or a recliner style is that you would back the individual while they're sitting in the wheelchair with their leg up, back them up against a wall, and then just take a tape measure and measure outbound to the very tip of their toes. And if that distance is less than 46 inches, they can probably use a bariatric size stall. If, however, it's more than that, that's what the recliner style is for. It's got a full 6 feet of depth. So they could wheel into the reclining style chair with their leg completely out and still be able to receive a complete shower.
The tall systems, I assume, are primarily for companies or government agencies to provide hazmat, or just maybe they need a portable system for a job site or something. Would home caregivers typically use the tall one?
Would home caregivers typically use a tall shower, the tall faucet shower? And the answer is probably not. In fact, we tend to discourage people who are caring for someone with a disability from using the tall shower. It's truly designed for able-bodied individuals who may want to have a portable shower stall in their home, or for hazmat, for where they need to be quickly decontaminated. We have a fire truck here in my own town, and we have them in other locations where they've actually put these showers onto the hazmat truck. So when it goes out, they have got a stall they can set up immediately. They've got their own source of water that they can run. They can even use, the one location actually uses a solar water bag as the source of water for it, and then they can run the pump, suck the wastewater out with the hazardous materials, and contain it in a bladder type of system, so it's not even going down into the sewer system. So it's excellent for hazmat, excellent for emergency services where emergency locations need to be set up very quickly and they don't have time to bring in big trailers or things of that sort. So they can have a portable shower stall, they can pull it out of the closet and set it up. But because even the tall shower is designed with the bar that lifts up, even with that one, it is a completely wheelchair accessible kind of unit. It's just that it's more difficult for a caregiver to assist because the unit stands a full 6 feet tall. So it's not as easy to reach in and around.
Again, this is Steve Larvik of AME LLC and Affordable Medical Equipment. This has been our continuing series of interviews with the inventors and manufacturers of unique products that solve problems for caregivers of the handicapped and disabled. Judith, I want to thank you once again for joining us, giving us your time, and more for having just invented a system that makes it possible for so many people to bathe and shower on a regular basis and make it not a luxury for the handicapped to do so, but bring it back to where even if they can't afford to build a walk-in showering system or put a stair lift in their house because the only bathroom is upstairs, this is something that has done a tremendous amount of good for thousands of people, and I thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate the invitation, and thank you to the participants for listening to me explain what our product, the Fawcett Fold-Away Wheelchair Shower, is all about and who it can benefit. So we do appreciate the time, and if there's ever any questions, I would encourage you and any of the other participants to check us out, as you said, at www.fawcett.com. We have a lot of information. Click on pictures. You'd be amazed. There's other pictures underneath them. There's a lot of information there. But I know that you have made the link for your website as well, and I encourage people to work with you to make sure that they are getting the right kind of solution. But again, my thanks to you, and look forward to working with you a lot in helping others with other individuals with disabilities, I should say.
Thanks again, Judy. Folks, if you would like to get a link to the entire interview session with Judy, you can go ahead and text your name and email, if you have a smartphone, to 1-702-800-2569. If you do that, you'll be added to our list. You'll automatically receive some materials from Fawcett related to the brochure for the product, the user's manual, and also we'll be sending out a series. We'll break this up into a series of videos for each of these frequently asked questions, and you can be added to the list. And we will also send you future invitations to join us for webinars with other inventors, manufacturers of products that make life better for the handicapped, the disabled, and their caregivers. Thank you very much. This is Steve Larvik, Affordable Medical Equipment, signing off.